Hi, this is James Gordon O'Toole here for a book review. Today's book I'm reviewing today, The Destiny's Edge by Jason Finigan. This is from Peregrine Books, and this was independently published in 2010. This is the first book in the Mixed Enassi series, the two-book series. I got this book last year at the Furry convention in Toronto. I basically bought all the offers books, as I like to help out independent publishers, and this was a really good read. It was a lot of fun. It has it's an adventure thriller, so it's got a lot of characters exploring. There's a lot of action in it, and there's a lot of short yet intense, brutal fight scenes with some really graphic moments as well. Some lighthearted humor and gay romance here and there. There were some things I didn't like with this book and some other issues I have with it, which I'll explain later on in my review. But overall, I enjoyed it, and I'll be reading more of the sequel Enemy Within after this video, so I can get a second book review up in time just before I go to the Furry convention this year. Alright, on to the book review. Plot. Jeff Bjorn, a 16-year-old Norwegian boy. He lives with his father, Lars, at the Casket Head Inn on Earth's first colony world, Alessia. However, life isn't easy for Jeff, as his home world is under the threat from Decay, a hostile lizard race that's at war on Alessi. Jeff's older brother, Michael, left to join the rebel forces after growing tired of seeing the Decay slaughtering his people and forcing him to work like slaves. During a snowstorm, Jeff is tossing and turning in bed, unable to sleep, when he suddenly feels the worst headache he's ever had and hears something moving outside. Getting dressed, he goes outside to find the largest mountain lion he's ever seen crawling on the snow. His father shows up and orders him to step away with a shotgun at the ready, but Jeff refuses and demands his father help him. His father lowers the shotgun and helps Jeff carry the mountain lion inside. After resting on the table, they are able to see its full size, as it doesn't look like a normal wild cat. Jeff calls the town doctor, Sam O'Reilly, through the comm to come over and help the cat he's found. Sam discovers a needle in the cat's neck and removes it, then treats the wound and patches it up. Jeff names the cat Keel, but his father refuses to let him keep it and tries to get it out. However, Jeff and Sam protest this and demand it at least spend one night here, as the snowstorm is terrible. Jeff's father gives in and helps carry it to Jeff's room. The following morning, Jeff awakens to loud noises downstairs. When he goes to check it, his father warns him to stay in his room. A squad of Decay have shown up. Jeff returns to his room and finds Akil is awake and looking at him while hiding inside Jeff's closet. Suddenly, a Decay kicks down the door, standing 8 feet tall, large yellowish green eyes like a cat, greenish scale skin, and wearing a black uniform with body armor. The Decay soldier lifts Jeff by his throat, demanding to know why he was hiding when he hears a loud growl. Akil jumps at the lizard and bites into him, causing the Decay soldier to let Jeff go and chases out the Decay squad out of Lars' inn. Lars is impressed with Akil but warns his son to hide in the basement, while Sam helps Lars get his inn cleaned up and begins serving breakfast to customers. However, Lars is curious where Jeff got the name from, along with him refusing to let Akil out of his sight. After washing up in the bathroom, Jeff finds Akil standing at his bed and communicates to him through telepathically and reveals his name is Kale Lviv and is the surviving crew member of the Kate Karen squad ship Ligar. After explaining more about himself and how he got here, Keel tries to teach Jeff how to speak to him by telepathically, but feels lightheaded after his first time. Keel explains it will take time, but he must not reveal to Lars or Sam about this or why he's here, as he doesn't want anyone looking for him. 2 weeks later, Jeff and Akio are bonding closer to each other, as Keel acts like a normal mountain lion while walking around town, seeing the places around him, as he and Jeff have been communicating together through their thoughts. Suddenly, they both smell something burning as they run towards the flames to see the Casket Head Inn is burning, as Akil can't sense anyone inside, meaning Jeff's father is dead. Jeff cries and swears revenge for the death of his father, while Akil confesses his feelings towards Jeff. The The two of them flee town and plan to find Keel's crew. As Jev and Akio travel deep in the forest till they find an old abandoned farm, taking a backpack, some supplies, and robes. However, Jev senses they are being followed. Akio has Jev go out as he'll sneak behind the enemy. As Jev is walking through the forest, he is ambushed by two Decay soldiers. Both Jev and Akio fight them as they throw hard punches and kicks. Jev kills one Decay with a large stick, and Akio is able to take down a Decay soldier by breaking his neck while causing Jev to get sick at this, but the two quickly flee. During that night, the two set up camp as both Jev and Akio talk more about themselves. Akio explains how he ended up as a Kateran scout ship Lakar, stating his mother pressured him to marry a female as he wasn't interested in women. While his homeworld allows same-sex marriage, however, his mother was against it, and so Akio left to join the military. The two take turns watching over each other during the night. By morning, both Jev and Akio link up together using their teleconnect powers to locate Keel's crew hiding out in a cave. Upon locating Keel's crew, they find his Captain Cal, Commander Gezvi, Navigating Officer Tosh, Tila, a hyper yet skilled medic, and other crew members. They have been hiding out in the caves after their ship was shot down. Keel explains how he was rescued by Jev along with what happened to his father and training him to use telepathic powers. At first, Kel is against the idea of letting Jev join them, fearing he might be a spy, but both Keel and Gezvi protest this as Jev is able to prove his abilities to them along with fighting against the decay that killed Jev's father. Kel believes them and accepts him as Keel reveals that Jev is his Enassi. When Jev asks what Enassi means, Cal reveals when two telepath beings are able to become one with each other, the other is chosen to be his or her mate. Cal also adds that the longer they use their powers together, it will fuel their sexual lust as well. Jev blushes while Keel smirks at him. Keel adds that he and Jev will find the probe, their only way of contacting their homeworld, for help. Keel believes in them as Jev states he'll do whatever it takes to help them. After Tila has Jev stripped naked and does a medical check-up, he and Keel warm up together by a fire. After warming each other up, Kel calls Keel over to speak with him. Suddenly, Keel senses danger and tries to call out to Jev to warn him. However, it's too late as a group of Decay soldiers sneak in and strike a blow into Jev's head, trying to knock him out and carry him away. But Jev fights back, and when Keel senses his Ista is in danger, as the group comes to fight the lizard soldiers, one whips Keel in the shoulder, and both Jev and Keel connect together through their telepathic powers, which causes Jev to suddenly change into a humanoid cat and attacks the Decay soldier with such powerful force as he injures them badly before killing them all. Once the others return, Jev collapses and passes out. Keel believes that his SC has gained more telepathic powers, causing him to change into Kateran form. While the others don't know what to make of this, but after fighting Gezvi badly injured, he wants both Keel and Jev to rest and heal so they can find the probe and get off LSC. Jev awakens after resting for 10 hours and discovers his body is changed. Keel explains what happened and allows Jev to see through Keel's eyes. Jev's new form is almost like Keel's, but his fur is a bit darker and he's much taller now. At first he is shocked but begins to adjust to his new body as Keel jokes he looks better with a tail. The two laugh and play fight for a bit. However, things go from bad to worse while trying to hide out from the enemy forces and their supplies going low along with other problems the others deal with. While Jev is improving with his kinetic powers and adapting to his new body, with options and time running out, Jev comes up with a plan. He and Keel will link together to find the probe. Once they find it, they'll seek aid from the rebels who know the territory better. However, Jev and Keel must go back to town in order to find the rebels and avoid being spotted by Decay patrols who are searching for them. Cal knows the risks are high, but he has no choice as he and the others are counting on Jev and Keel to help them escape off this planet and turn the tide against their enemy. There is no room for error as time is running out. Destiny's Edge is a good thriller adventure novel. I like the setting of the story along with the large cast of characters we follow within the story. The writing structure was good along with rich detail within the story. However, I felt character detail could have been better. There were both characters I liked and others I didn't, but really enjoyed the main two leads, Jev and Keel, as they were both a lot of fun to read along with of the humor within the story. There are a lot of moments of short yet intense action with some brutal fight scenes along with nasty headshots from laser weapons, and at one part there was a very gory scene involving one character killed in a shuttle crash with his eye poked out from a piece of metal. While there isn't much story on the Decay, the lizards who invade the planet, as I hope to learn more about them, but during my read I noticed early on the Decay don't have any weapons on them as they use brute force in large numbers to attack anyone. I'm assuming the colony that came to Essie is a peaceful one that doesn't have a large number of weapons to defend themselves, as I kept asking myself, where's the defense force when you need it? In fact, the rebels who are fighting against the Decay don't show up till later on, as I was wondering where these rebels are when they are needed the most. Also, the Decay don't seem to have tanks or any other type of military vehicles other than shuttles and spaceships. Another thing I didn't like in Destiny's Edge was when one of the K-Terran characters suddenly attacks his own group and nearly botches the team's chance of survival, all because they thought Jev was a spy working for the Decay, when they clearly saw the enemy not only trying to kidnap Jev and even kill him too. One thing I felt was strange was when all the human characters are skeptical on the subject of telekinetic powers. I really found this odd, as why so many characters were against the idea of people having telekinetic powers. However, Jev and Keel are able to prove of their powers. One other thing that also kind of bugged me is when Keel is first discovered, at first both Jev, his father, and Sam mistaken him as a large mountain lion, but when he reveals he's not and is a humanoid cat man, neither character brings up Keel's genitalia. I thought this would be a dead giveaway that Keel is not a mountain lion, but the offer doesn't bring this up. While the romance scenes between Jev and Keneal is lighthearted, as I was expecting at least one or two sex scenes, but didn't get any of that. Just mostly hugging and kissing, hoping the sequel will make up for that. Overall, I enjoyed the first novel in the Mixed Enassi series, as the ending kept me on the edge, as I had a lot of fun reading it. If you like sci-fi, adventure, gay romance, and the furry theme, then you'll like Destiny's Edge. And that's it for the review today. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I had a lot of fun reading Destiny's Edge. As I said, I really like the setting of the story. It's like set on this like beautiful planet, and you got these hostile lizards that are basically trying to conquer the galaxy, and then you got these feline race that's also battling against them and stuff, and you get the humans in the mix. So I really enjoyed that, and I especially like the two main characters, Jev and Keel. They're a lot of fun to read. As I was reading this, I was expecting to, as I said in my review, I was expecting at least one or two sex scenes, because there was parts where they're really flirting with each other, and like, okay, there's gonna be a part where they're gonna like wander off so they can, have some fun and stuff. But unfortunately, I didn't get any of that, so I'm hoping the sequel, when I go to read more of it, it will make up for that. The rest of the cast we come to the rest of the cast of other characters we come to know were interesting. There were characters I liked, and then there was characters I did not like. There's this one character that I absolutely did not like in the book, who's like the leader of the rebels, Captain Harris, who's like a total asshole in the book, and I was just like, oh, I really hate this character. I hope he gets what's coming to him in the second one. So I enjoy, like, as I said, this book has a lot of like short yet intense moments of action, like a lot of like fighting, and there was a bit of like a shuttle chase at the end, with some really shocking moments of violence in the book too. So I really enjoyed that, and there's a lot of good humor in the mix as well. Despite all that, there were some things I didn't like with the book. As I said, there was a part where one of the characters suddenly turns against the others, and this scene comes out of nowhere, and I was like, what's going on? You're seriously gonna throw this in the story after what the characters have been through? Like, you're gonna seriously throw this in the mix? After I read this one part, I was like, okay, they're gonna leave the cave and go off to find the probe, right? No, this scene comes in out of nowhere. It's like, what is this? So this adds some more drama to the story, and it's like, I didn't like that scene. What else? Oh yeah, this was one thing that kind of kind of bugged me a bit in the beginning of the book. When the characters discover Keel, the second main character, um, they first mistaken him as a mountain lion, and when they bring him onto the table to examine him, they're like, "Wow, this mountain lion is much larger than the normal one." I instantly thought there was going to be a part where what gives away the fact that this is not a normal mountain lion was the much larger genitalia than a regular mountain lion has, but the author doesn't bring this up, and I was like, wait, how do the characters not notice this? Like, this is something the author doesn't, like, bring up in the story. Um, I also felt that sometimes character detail could be, hit and miss. Like, sometimes Jason Finigan, he does a good job of describing some of the characters in the story, but when he mentions when the other characters come in, he gives like a very brief description of what they look like and what they're wearing, and that's it. And he doesn't. I wish there was a little more detail with that, just that way I can get a really good idea of what all these characters really look like. What else? The other thing that kind of bugged me too is that the enemy in this story, the decay, the lizards, at the beginning of the book, they don't seem to have any weapons on them. Like, it's just, they show up in large numbers, they just basically just smash and destroy stuff, they attack people with, like, in large numbers. Like, where's their weapons? Don't they have, like, I don't know, like, swords, combat knives, batons, guns, anything? They don't have any weapons to begin the book. They just show up and just smash stuff, and then later on they show up with like these kind of like whips, and that's it. And then it's until later on, like towards the end of the book, where they have like laser weapons and stuff. Like, why did it take them so long to get weapons and stuff? I just felt that was a little odd. And I also kind of wish Jason went into more detail with the town. Like, what are the decay soldiers like using to like send troops and stuff? Like, do they got like tanks, APCs, any type of military vehicle? Like, it doesn't show any of that. So I wish he had some scenes like tanks closing off streets, or like soldiers patrolling on vehicles. That would have been nice to add. The other thing too that I kept asking myself, when things are really getting bad, I'm like, where are the rebels? Like, where are they? Like, they're supposed to be fighting against the decay, and they're nowhere to be found. Like, where are they? And again, they don't appear until towards the end of the story. And I was like, where the hell have you guys been? There's like these just lizards just wreaking havoc and destruction. Where are you when everyone needs you the most? So that was the other thing that kind of bugged me a bit in the story. But despite the flaws, I still enjoyed the story a lot. I had a lot of fun reading it, and the ending of the book ends off of a cliffhanger. So I'm like, okay, I got to read more of the second one to know what's going to happen next, because I'm like, ooh, this looks like it's going to set up some things that are going to happen. So overall, I enjoyed it, and I'm definitely looking forward to read more books by Jason Finigan. Alright, that's it for the review today. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, the next book I will be doing is the sequel to the Mixed Enassi series, The Enemy Within. This is a very nice cover, so I'll be reading more of this today. And then I will have a review up sometime this week shortly, because I'm going to the Furry convention this week, so I want to get the review up before I go. Alright, that's it for the book that's it for the book review today. Hope you enjoyed it, and please don't forget to subscribe to October Library, the YouTube channel, and the Facebook group of the same name, a place to watch your review of fiction. Until then, I'll catch you later.